banking industry, they are prepared to handle every banking experience that you may need. We have a convenient drive-through, walk-up teller, or walk-in showroom. We will also help you with your business and personal checking, savings accounts, home mortgages, auto loans, and even online banking. Anderson Brothers Bank is now your community bank. We will make your financial needs worry-free. Stop by our newest location at 1006 Highway 301 North in Dillon.
The City of Marion proudly supports the athletes, cheerleaders, band members, coaches, and staff at Marion High School and PD Academy. Our hopes are for a very productive and injury-free season. Go Foxes, go Eagles.
Dillon Internal Medicine offers professional medical care. Our doctors Phil Wallace and Jim Kelly truly care about your long-term care and well-being. Our staff also includes experienced nurse practitioners, Karen Arnett and Kelly Jacobs, who will work to make you well. We combine the most recent technology with heart and soul in the treatment of all of our patients. Call our office for an appointment to make you feel better. Dillon Internal Medicine located in the McLeod Professional Building, or call 843-774-2478.
Experience true Southern hospitality. Enjoy an unforgettable day of golf and warm up your game, all for less than the cost of dinner as you travel the I-95 corridor. For beginners looking to improve their game or seasoned pros looking for a challenging course, the City of Dillon's Municipal Golf Course is the perfect break in your trip. No tee time required, but feel free to call ahead and we'll get a cart ready for you.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Two Guys Talking Sports. Thanks for sticking with us. Jordan, this is episode 1.
In a new station.
In a new station, new digital TV, but football's actually been going on for 2 weeks in high school.
Yeah, we missed week 0.
We did. We missed week 0, and I believe we actually have one local team that played during week 0, and that was Lakeview. They played a team that's a few classes above them in Ainer,
3A,
and they took a big L.
Yeah, they did. They actually lost 52-36 to Ainer. Which
in the grand scheme of things, you look at that score, 36 on Ainer.
Right. So you look at it, and people say that Lakeview's in a rebuilding year.
Right. They say that every year.
Yeah. Lakeview's always going to be competitive in football. It doesn't matter. But they did. They put up 36 on Ainer. Yeah. That was big, and everybody knows that Ainer beat Dillon a couple years ago. I think Ainer, they're still riding high on that. You're right there. They still got the flags flying that we beat Dillon with the score on it. So.
See it every day.
Yeah. You sure do, because you travel that way.
Yep. But Ainer has been progressively getting better over the past few years. So for Lakeview to kind of to score wide margin, but still to put up 36, and play well against them.
Unlike a Lakeview defense to give up 52, though.
Yeah. But then they turned around this past week, and they got back to what you're used to seeing Lakeview do, which is win. They beat Scotts Branch 28-12.
That's right. Quarterback Derek Bethea, they say he's a pretty good player. He's improving. He's improved all off season, all through the camps, summer practices and all. He's going to be a real leader for the Gators this year.
Yeah, Coach King is always good about taking a kid that maybe nobody's heard of, and then turning them into a star.
Right.
And he does that in the off season by getting them into the workouts. Even if he's got to go pick them up himself, he'll get the bus, he'll drive around all Lakeview, in the city, in the country, everywhere, pick them up.
And that says a lot about him, because in return what that does is that gets players excited to play for you.
Yep.
If they see you go the extra mile for them, they'll do the same thing for you. And the investment that he puts in these kids, it pays off for him in the end of the year usually.
It does. So Lakeview gets back on the winning track. They're now 1-1 on the season. Speaking of rebuilding, DCS.
Right.
From everything that we've been told, they're kind of in a rebuild themselves. They lose a bunch of seniors. They also had a couple of kids from North Carolina come over and play last year whenever North Carolina
shut football down.
Shut everything down. Right. And so I think those kids have gone back to their high schools with their friends that they grown up with, and everybody kind of expected that, so that wasn't a big shocker. But DCS, first game of the year, they took on Florence Christian, lost 39-12. Over the past few years, Florence Christian has kind of been on the down, but I think that they may be getting back to what Florence Christian normally is.
Right. But I'm not sure if that score actually represents the true capacity of that football game, because I heard Dillon Christian had a lot of penalties early,
right.
And they weren't just a 5-yard hold here or a 10-yard penalty here. That they had penalties that altered the momentum of the game.
Right.
So a big 40-yard play is coming back.
Yeah.
So they had a lot of penalty yards in the beginning of the game, and I think that kind of took the wind out of their sails a little bit.
And you'll get the big penalties and stuff in a rebuild, because
Right.
you got younger players playing, and maybe not even young players playing, but it could be a senior with not a lot of experience, actually with a lot of playing time. So that's some stuff that DCS will have to work out through the season. But hopefully Coach Wolf and them can get it straightened out.
That's stuff that can be fixed.
Yeah.
I know you don't want to hear that. You don't want to lose your first game like that. You don't want anything. You don't want to set the precedent with a loss like that. But it's things that can be fixed.
Again, another year, it can definitely be worked on. A team that has just been strong and continues to grow and strengthen even more, PD Academy.
We don't really give PD enough love on this show,
No.
simply because we both have a little bias.
Yeah.
They across the county lines.
Yep.
We grew up playing them. We grew up friends with those boys. PD, that's a good football team.
Yeah.
Kyle Drew, he knows what he's doing over
Yep.
there. He knows what he's doing with that offense, and he's another one that can get players excited to play for him. He's a great guy.
Yeah, and they build from their JV. And they have the same coaches that coach varsity, they coach JV. They scale it down a little bit,
Right.
but the kids, when they move up, they already know what's going on. So it's not like a huge turnover in experience and knowledge. They just next man up.
Correct.
You graduate, okay, next guy up.
That's right.
42-16, they beat McBee.
And
this
McBee's a
past
public
week.
school.
Yep. Another team in Marion County that hadn't been getting enough love, but recently has gotten really good. Marion.
Did I say a long time ago that I didn't even know they still played football in Marion, or was
You
that
did.
Mullins?
I think about 3 years ago. Well, it was one of them. But either way, Marion 54-14. They played for the state championship last year.
Right.
They have a new head coach now. The head coach that took them to the state championship resigned.
And they have an electric quarterback, is what I've been told.
Yeah. There's a lot of talent on that football team, and it shows 54-14 for the Swamp Foxes. Latta took on Marlboro, lost that game 33-0. They don't know much about Latta, but they had gotten to the point where it looked like they were, taking the next step, and
Right.
then I think they lost a bunch of seniors a few years ago, and now it's kind of been like a 3-year rebuild.
I'm going to say that's not a good test for Latta,
No.
simply because Marlboro is such a bigger school
Right.
than Latta is. So it's something that I wouldn't really call that a good scorecard. I'm
Right.
eager to see what the Vikings can do this year.
Yep.
They're another team that I don't have too much faith in, and I kind of make them earn my faith every year. So that's not going to change this year.
Yeah, I think we'll know a little bit more about Latta this coming up week against McBee. But two teams that didn't play this week, Mullins didn't play. I think there was some COVID issues with their game, and Dillon also didn't play. That's 2 weeks in a row that Dillon hasn't played. So Coach Roller's going to have to wait, and he's going to have to wait another week because we just got word that the game's been canceled for this week too.
The Wildcat faithful are growing restless. They are ready to see Coach Roller at the helms. They are ready to see what he can do with this talented group of kids in Dillon.
Yep.
And I'm eager to see as well.
I am too. Well, that wraps up our recap segment of high school football. Stick with us. We'll be back to talk college football after this commercial break.
Ace Hardware is now in Dillon. Owner Rhett Tompkins invites you to stop in and shop our thousands of products. We have everything you will need to fix up your yard, your house, or tools to help you with your business. You will be surprised at all the items we carry with the new Ace Hardware. The one thing that has not changed is our great and knowledgeable service. Let us help you. Ace Hardware is located at 205 West Main Street in Dillon.
Dillon Community Pharmacy is owned by John Carmichael, and he and his staff invite you to shop with a true local pharmacy. We carry all pharmaceutical products, and your prescriptions are filled while you wait. You can also shop local with us at Dillon Family Pharmacy, located inside Dillon Family Medicine. You can now have all of your prescriptions filled before leaving the doctor's office. Use local people for your medications. Dillon Community Pharmacy, 200 West Harrison Street, or Dillon Family Pharmacy, 603 North 6th Avenue. We look forward to serving you. The Feed and Farm Store is fully stocked to help your yard and garden. We have seed from grass to vegetables, or we can give you a jump start with our quality garden plants. Let us enhance your growing season. Feed and Farm Store, 505 West Main Street in Dillon.
Hi, everyone. My turn. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Two Guys Talking Sports. Stephen always likes to take the introduction to everybody, so I'll be a little selfish about that today. What you got for us? We got the Gamecocks coming up first.
Gamecocks kicking off the season this coming up Saturday. They're taking on Eastern Illinois, who's actually already played and lost. Right. It's kind of going to be hard to tell what the Gamecocks have got against an opponent like this, and then you also the quarterback situation.
Well, hold on. Let's talk about the good news. Let's talk about the good news to start with. This is the first time since I can remember the Gamecocks coming as a 42.5-point favorite.
This is the first time that we've filmed a show together where Muschamp hadn't been the head coach of the Gamecocks.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, there's that. But, yeah, Gamecocks coming in a 42.5-point favorite. As much as I love the Gamecocks, I'll be there Saturday. I have a hard time taking them out.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they either Eastern Illinois is really bad because the Gamecocks aren't even starting their true starting quarterback.
This might be a new starting quarterback.
It may very well may be. I mean, he only lost his job at North Dakota State
to Trey Lance.
Yeah, future second round pick of the NFL, so or second or third round or second or third pick.
Yeah.
So, you know, Zeb Nolan may come out and just start throwing it around the field.
The Gamecock defense was given a D- on the scouting report.
Again, it's something.
A D-.
Eastern Illinois.
You're a SEC team, and the best thing you can come up with is a D- on defense?
You got
what? What? Let me hear your excuses and your answers.
It's hard to tell because we always came in thinking that the defense was going to be good.
The defense hadn't really been good since Spurrier.
What's crazy is I saw him put out something the other day is that during Muschamp's tenure,
right,
the defensive players that are now starting in NFL is like 10-plus players that are starting on defensive side.
What were they doing?
Just saying, okay, we got really good talent. Let's do nothing with him. Let's don't coach at all.
Right.
Let's don't scheme at all. I don't know. But anyway, I think the Gamecocks will win this game.
Well, save your picks for the next one.
What I really want to see is Marshawn Lloyd. That's what I'm really looking forward to see.
I'm with you.
Because,
I agree.
You know, coming out 5-star running back, one of the best in the nation, blows his knee out before the season last year. I'm really looking forward to seeing him. They said that he looks just as good as he did before.
They always say that. I've never heard anyone say, "Nah, I think he lost a couple steps." Nobody ever says that. No one's ever honest. Everybody says he looks just as good, if not better, than since knee surgery. So
that's what I'm anxious to see.
We'll see. Yep. And I don't think that Eastern Illinois. I don't think that's a good test to tell if he's the next coming.
No. But I just want to see him on the field.
Okay.
Biggest game of the week. Most likely.
Biggest game of the year for Clemson.
Well, for Clemson, but for, nationally, biggest game of the week, number 5 Georgia taking on number 3 Clemson in Charlotte, 7:30. Clemson 3-point favorite.
Right.
This is a Clemson team that's also new quarterback.
Right, but he's not extremely new quarterback. No. He got in for game situations last year. He led the team. The team respects him. They know what he can do. What Georgia shows up?
You never know what you're going to get at Georgia. They always put them top 5 every year, and then somehow they lose games that they shouldn't lose.
What does Spurrier say that he always liked to play Georgia the first 3 games of the year because they were guaranteed to have players suspended?
Oh yeah, because they was locked up.
That's right. So is it the Georgia that lost to South Carolina? Is that the Georgia from 2 years ago that we're talking about, or are we talking about a Georgia that can actually make a run for things?
And I think that's the question that a lot of Georgia fans are going to ask of Kirby Smart. You keep getting the recruits. You keep getting
Time for Kirby Smart to produce.
Yeah, you're always starting the season off with all the hype. Either you get us in the playoffs, or maybe we need to get somebody else to try and get us there. But this will be a big game for both of these teams. Setting them up to either. This is a game that the playoff committee will look at the end of the year.
This one is already started on everybody's schedule.
Especially for Clemson.
Right.
Georgia will have a lot more tests that they can pass, but this is probably going to be Clemson's biggest test of the year in week 1.
I feel like this is a must-win game for Clemson.
Yeah, I think it's a must-win game for both schools.
I think that Georgia, if they can navigate through the SEC East and can maybe somehow win the SEC West, I don't think this game's as big for them.
Yeah.
If Clemson loses this game, there could be some repercussions.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And then the last school that we're going to try and cover a little bit more, Coastal Carolina.
Right.
Number 22.
The Birds.
Number 22 in the nation. They'll actually start on Thursday night. And I'm not sure if that's going to be nationally televised because they're playing the Citadel.
ESPN Plus, I think is what I saw.
Okay. But, I think that CCU probably going to have another pretty good year this year. Not sure if they'll be able to go undefeated like they did the year before, or not the year before, but make a run for undefeated like they did last year.
Right.
But I definitely think that they have a lot of hype. They're getting a lot more recruits now, so that's only going to further propel them and strengthen them.
Since they became D1, I mean, then they're adding on the stadium. They have so many years to do that.
I was about to say I had to go by the stadium the other day, and as soon as I passed it, and I've passed it a bunch of times, but then I just sat there and thought of when it was like two little stands on each side. Yeah, and now it's a. I don't even know how many they can seat. At least 60,000.
There's requirements. Once they took that step, they had so many years to get it up to requirement.
Yep.
So I think they're towards the end of that now.
Yeah. So CCU, I'm looking forward to watching them and them having a good year. But we'll make our picks on all of these games in our next segment, which we'll pick high school and college. Stick with us. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
The seasons are changing. Let Pope's Furniture help you make changes to your home as well. Pope's has discounts up to 35% off on select living, dining, and bedroom sets. Browse Pope's to see all the latest recliners, sofas, and sectionals. The bedroom sets are sleek and fashionable, not to mention the spring air mattresses that are sure to help you rest easy. Decorate your dining area with a variety of tables and chairs to choose from. Don't forget to check our home office pieces. And as always, you must see the Holland Grills. These grills are sure to satisfy your appetite. Delivery is offered in Dillon and Marion counties. 90 days same as cash is available too. Come visit Pope's Furniture at 315 East Main Street, downtown Dillon. ARS Marketing is local to Dillon and Marion counties. We have provided branded promotional items to our community businesses for the past 23 years. With over 800,000 items to choose from, we have something perfect to promote your business, school, or organization. Our quotes are always free. We just ask for an opportunity. Call us for pricing and more information. 843-774-0186.
Pittman's Outdoor Pest Control specializes in treating all outdoor pests, including fire ants, mosquitoes, fleas and ticks, weeds, disease, and others. Your yard only needs 2 fire ant treatments per year, and August is the best month for the fall application, which will control your fire ants for the entire winter. Call or text Luke Pittman today for your free estimate.
Marion Tire and Wrecker Service, family owned and operated for decades. We specialize in rims and tires. Visit our showroom for dozens of styles of rims in many sizes and options. We also carry tons of tires for the small car to the large commercial trucks. We offer towing and roadside assistance also. Call our friendly staff to schedule your appointment. Marion Tire is located at 927 East Godbolt Street or call 431-9933.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Two Guys Talking Sports. Thanks for sticking with us. Jordan, let's make some picks. First on our list, we had Dylan at Wilson canceled.
They canceled. Once again, Dylan is they just caught a bad break. So there may be some COVID issues going on, some sick players that they're just not going to be able to play ball this week.
Before we make a pick on that, or picks, who is most anxious, Roller, the players, or the fans?
I think it's a big combination of all of it because the fans, they know Roller's a good coach.
Yeah.
They know Roller's a good coach. There's no doubt about that. I think the fans are going to support him. But now, as anyone will tell you, you got to win football games in Dillon. And I think Kevin Roller, he can absolutely win football games in Dillon.
Yeah, I would say of those three, he has to be the most anxious though because he wants to get out there and prove himself.
Right.
Following up a living legend.
Yeah. It's hard to follow the man.
Yep.
And those are some big shoes that he's got some field.
It is. So that's why I think he's the most anxious to get out there and say, "Hey, I can do it."
I am going to say that I do support Kevin Roller.
Yep.
I think he's a great football coach, and I think Roller, he can do great things in Dillon.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what he can do. So let's get into some picks. Lakeview 1-1 will take on East Clarendon.
I don't know anything about East Clarendon, so I'm gonna have to go with the Gators this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Gators too. DCS 0-1 taking on St. John's Academy 0-1.
St. John's Academy, that's where Charleston.
Somewhere around there.
I'll roll with the Warriors. I feel like they're gonna let me down, but I'm gonna roll with the Warriors.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt
This week.
We do it every year. We'll
Right.
give them the benefit of the doubt 2 or 3 times.
No, you stretch it out a little bit further.
I
than I do
stretch it
now.
out. Jordan, you get one chance with him. If y'all let him down this week, he probably ain't gonna pick you no more. I'm gonna go with the Warriors. Latta 0-1 taking on MacB 0-2.
MacB just lost to PD Academy.
They did.
So with that being said, I'm going to go with the Vikings.
And Latta, like we said earlier, it's kind of hard to
It's kind of
hard to know.
That
taking on
ball is not a
Marlboro.
test. That's
Right.
not a test. I'll go with the Vikings this week.
This one, I'm kind of like you on DCS. I'm gonna give you one chance, Latta.
Yeah.
2 years ago, I was rolling with them heavy.
Right.
then they
They
started letting
picked
me
them
down.
against the Wildcats one year.
He did.
So
I'm gonna go with the Vikings. Marion 2-0 taking on Hemingway. I don't have a record for Hemingway, but I know that Marion is rolling.
Hemingway's usually historically pretty good, I would think.
Usually pretty good. I'm gonna take the Swamp Foxes though. They played for state championship last year, lost a heartbreaker. 2-0 this year, putting up big numbers already.
And like I said, I've seen a lot of hype around the quarterback
Yeah.
that they have in Marion. The kid, he's a player. I'll go with him.
Yeah. Instead of them having to prove why we should pick them, they're going to have to let me down until I don't pick them.
I'm with you.
Mullins is supposed to take on Andrew Jackson. Mullins hasn't played this year. I haven't seen anything saying that this game is off.
So we don't know if Mullins is in a rebuild year this year.
Yeah.
We don't really have much information on Mullins. We need to. Next week we will have more information
Yeah.
on Mullins.
I'm going to take Andrew Jackson if they do play because I don't know much about Mullins. I think they only played 2 or 3 games last year.
Right.
And I'm not even sure if they won any games last year.
Well, I'll stick with the home crowd team. Give me the Hawks.
All right, I'm going to take Andrew Jackson. PD Academy taking on Florence Christian. Florence Christian just beat DCS,
Right.
but PD Academy is still strong and still rolling.
I don't like either one of the teams.
No.
But I'm gonna go with Kyle Drew and Eagles. Give me.
Yeah.
Oh, they're both Eagles. I could have
You
hedged
could
that
have
bet.
pulled a Steve, the
I
old
coulda-
producer.
I coulda hedged that.
You could have, but
Give me PD Academy. I'll go with Kyle
I'm
Drew
going
and
to take
PD
PD
Academy.
as well. All right, let's pick some college games. South Carolina, Eastern Illinois.
Give me the Gamecocks, man. They're a 42.5-point favorite. I'm not taking the spread, but I'm going to take them.
Give me the
Might be a close one.
Gamecocks, but don't give me the
Yeah,
spread.
might be a close one, but give me the Gamecocks.
CCU taking on the Citadel.
CCU, that's what the one we're going to go with now?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll wait for the big one last.
I know Luke's going to want us to go with the Bulldogs and all, but yeah, give me the Birds.
Yeah,
Give me the Birds.
give me Coastal Carolina.
Yeah.
They live a hop, skip, and a jump right away from me. Or I live a hop, skip, and a jump right away from them. So I'm going with Coastal. I also played for the head coach, so
Right.
I always kind of lean towards them. And the
Right.
biggest game of the week, the one that's marked on both teams' calendars, the one we said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is probably going to set up the season for for one of these teams, and it's going to hinder the season for the other.
Right.
Number 5, Georgia. Number 3, Clemson. Neutral site. Clemson is -3 favorite. Who you taking?
I'm taking the Bulldogs. I am not something that close. I ain't taking Clemson.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Bulldogs as well, and I think it's 2 reasons. One, yes, DJ has played at
Right.
Clemson before, but it wasn't against the number 5 team in the nation, and it wasn't in this big of a spotlight. So one, how does he play in this big spotlight? 2, like we mentioned earlier, I think this is a make it or break it year for Kirby Smart.
He's got to
Yeah.
prove something. He's got to go out and he's got to prove something.
Exactly.
And beating Clemson game 1 that'd be a statement win for him.
Yeah.
I think it really put his players in a good position to make a run at it. Even though I don't want him to make a run at it now.
Yeah, so give me the Bulldogs. And just to recap, everyone that's playing at home this week it looks like DCS is at home. It looks like Marion will be at home. Mullins is supposed to be at home. PD's on the road. Latta's on the road. And Lakeview's on the road. So if you're traveling, gas up local, eat local before you leave. And then if you're going to one of these home games, same thing.
Let's
Eat
get
local.
to some of this Q&A, some of this live interaction. They want us to go.
All right,
over
let's
to this.
see. We'll roll through. Brandon Gay asked, is Zeb going to wear 25 at QB this weekend for the Gamecocks? Nope, he's going to wear number 8.
Number 8.
Yeah, they announced that a little bit earlier today. Dylan Driggers, the Citadel whipped them shots last time they rolled into Conway. New season, Dylan.
Also, Citadel's beat Carolina before, but if they were to play on Saturday, I still wouldn't go with the
Yeah.
Bulldogs. So yeah.
And then he also asked, how about them Sherrall Braves? We covered Dylan in Marion County, but if Sherrall, gives us something to talk about,
Dylan, send us some stuff to talk about for Sherrall. We'll go after it. I mean, it's one more thing on the list we can put down and talk about.
let's see. And then Dylan asked coaches anyway, both of them can lose. That'd be great if both Clemson and Georgia could lose. I'd take it.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen though.
Doesn't look like it. But if you have any more questions, leave them in the comments. If there's something that you would like for us to cover next week, leave it in the comments.
If you like what you hear, guys, give us a like, give us a share. Help us reach out to everybody.
Like the page, share the page, and if you'd like to sponsor the show, please reach out. We're taking on any sponsorships. Again, Hometown Digital TV. They're paying us a lot of money. The more people that sponsor, the more diapers I can buy.
Ain't it about time for her to be out of diapers?
No, not even close.
Okay. Well, it was a question.
Well, and I answered it. But that concludes this week's show. Thanks for watching. Again, like, share, comment. Let us know what you want us to talk about. And we'll see you next week.